This is not just an alternative to other family electric vehicles. It could possibly be gunning for the BMW X5 and the Mercedes-Benz GLE. I'm seated in the Model YL, and believe me, this is not just a Model Y with a third row of seats. There's so much more to know about it, so many more features which will excite buyers in India, and I'm here to tell you about each and every one of them. My name is Amaan Ahmed and you are watching Car and Bike. In case you haven't done it already, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon, because we're bringing you the latest cars, motorcycles and electric two-wheelers on this very channel. Now come with me as I tell you about the biggest highlight of the Model YL. So I'm starting with the second row, because really the focus with the Model YL is on the rear seat passenger. You have captain chairs here. In the regular Model Y, you have a bench seat. Here you have captain chairs. And I'm sure you're wondering, where's the armrest? Let me show you. This has a powered armrest. So I just need to press a button and the armrest pops up. And it is at a good height as well. So you will be quite comfortable placing your arm on this. Another change you will notice is that this particular model has the AC vent on the B pillar in addition to the vents that you have down here in the console. And this is specific to the Model YL. Aside from this seat can also be cooled or heated depending upon your preference. So when you're driving in Mumbai, it can be cooled, and when you're driving in Manali, it can be heated. And the seat also has powered controls, so I can choose to slide the seat fore and aft depending on how much legroom I need in the second row, and I can also recline it like this, and it reclines to quite an extent, so you will be able to really relax in the second row. Of course, it won't be too kind on the third row passengers, but when you don't have third row passengers, you will be super comfortable in this back seat. The Model YL also has what we know as boss mode. So while you're seated back here, you can use the screen to slide the front passenger seat fore and aft. But the intelligent thing is that if there is a passenger seated there, this function will not work. So it is smart that way. You can also control the third row by this screen, through this screen. You can use it to fold the third row seats down, and because those seats are powered, that will also work exactly as you want it to. There is no massage function in the second row of the Model YL, but it features a dynamic setting to enhance rear occupant comfort. So you can actually go into the vehicle menu and switch to rear seat comfort mode, and Tesla promises us that this will make the ride a lot calmer, a lot more settled for the second row and third row passengers, something you will not see in any other vehicle. Space wise, the second row is great. I'm 5'6", so I don't naturally need a lot of room, but you can see I have great amounts of knee room. I have good leg room here. Headroom is also fantastic, and I can of course slide the seat fore and aft depending on how much room is needed in the third row. And speaking of the third row, I know you're curious to see what it's like back there, so let's go in there and try it. The third row is surprisingly usable. Tesla increased the wheelbase of the Model Y for this variant by 150 millimeters, and you can really feel the effect of it in the third row, because there is quite a lot of room back here. Even for me, I'm 5'6", so I have good amounts of knee room. I have some space to slide my left leg under the seat, and I have good enough room back here to be able to accommodate another adult next to me. I sat with my colleague Shams earlier in the day, and he too had surprisingly enough room in this third row. Even if it's not the most perfect seat and does not provide a lot of under thigh support, I think you will still be fine in the third row, even for short to medium distance journeys. There's also good amounts of headroom back here, even though you're practically sitting beneath the rear windshield. Even for Shams, headroom did not seem to be too much of an issue. And what will make your journeys more comfortable is that you have an armrest at the back. There is also a built-in cup holder. You have dedicated AC vents at the rear, along with USB-C fast charging ports. And these also have powered recline, so I can just press a button here and recline to a certain degree. And the changes aren't limited to just the second and third rows. You will see a bigger touchscreen infotainment system. This measures 16 inches and has smaller bezels than what you see on the regular Model Y, even though the operating system and the vehicle controls remain exactly the same as on the regular Model Y. Over here you have wireless phone charging, 50 watts on the driver's side, 30 watts on the passenger side, and it features ventilation as well. And you also have adjustable under thigh support on these seats This is not available in the regular Model Y. Once again, these are powered, and these seats feel really rather comfortable, and on long journeys you will really appreciate the added benefit of having this under thigh support. But since there's a bigger screen, you'd be wondering, do you have an upgraded audio system as well? And the answer to that is yes. The regular Model Y comes with a 9-speaker setup. On the Model Y L, you will get 18 speakers and a subwoofer. I'm sure you're curious to know what that sounds like, so let's see if we can listen to it. From the outside, you'll find it hard to tell the Model Y long wheelbase apart from the regular Model Y because it has the same design and styling. The only way to tell it apart is from looking at the wheels, because this wears 19-inch Machina 2.0 wheels. These are different compared to the regular Model Y, and this features Model Y badging. Another way for keen-eyed observers to tell apart the Model Y long wheelbase is by looking at the paint scheme, because this one will be available with a different shade of silver. But for all other intents and purposes, this looks exactly the same as the regular Model Y. Now let me talk about the mechanicals. This has a dual motor setup as standard, so you have all-wheel drive. And while Tesla has not shared power figures, it has told us this will do 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 5 seconds flat, which makes it quicker than the other Model Y variants which are available on sale right now in India. And this is astonishing because the Model Y long wheelbase weighs almost 200 kilos more than the regular Model Y, and it will also clock a top speed of 201 kilometers an hour. Once again, Tesla does not share battery capacity figures, but we understand it's closer to 88 kilowatt hours, and Tesla promises a range of up to 681 kilometers on the WLTP cycle for the Model Y long wheelbase. This once again is higher than the figure for the regular Model Y. And Tesla tells us it has achieved it through a series of aerodynamic refinements which have made the Model Y more aero efficient than before. And now we come to the shocker, which is the price of the Model Y long wheelbase. This is priced at 62 lakh rupees ex-showroom. That is nearly 6 lakh rupees less than the Model Y single motor, which was available up until now as the top variant of the Model Y in India. And you have to agree that with the kind of features on offer, this is probably one of the most compelling family electric vehicle propositions to come to the Indian market so far. But what do you make of the Model Y L? Do you think this could potentially be an alternative to something like a BMW X5 or a Mercedes-Benz GLE? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you know somebody who would be interested in seeing more of the Model Y L, then remember to share this video with them.